We are going to be talking about how to end entitlement. And one of the biggest questions people have is, how do I not spoil my kids? How does our success as a generation, if you, let's say, financially, spiritually, in terms of just like all the blessings you want to just pour out on your kids, how does that not create a sense of entitlement? And there's a lot of things that go into that and challenges. But there is one move that I think is really, really helpful for making sure that in Gen 1, if you are pouring out blessings on your kids, it doesn't turn into them sort of becoming a terminal generation. So I'm going to read this little article, and then April, get your take on this. So this is called Ending Entitlement: the one move that ensures your kids will not become entitled no matter how much you bless them. As the leader of a mastermind group for successful Christian fathers, I often hear the question, how do we ensure our financial success doesn't spoil our kids? Living in the West, where most of us are, in the global top 1% of wealth, this is a pressing concern for many families. So in other words, it's not just for those entrepreneurial fathers. Everyone listening to this, you are in the 1% globally. Maybe not in America, but we are exceptionally wealthy as a
Yeah.
people. I used to view this as a complex puzzle, but I've come to see the solution as remarkably simple. You can uncover it by reflecting on two questions. Have you ever met a young mother with 3 or more young children and thought she was struggling with entitlement? Or a father providing for a thriving family with a growing brood and wondered if he was entitled? The answer is almost always no. Why? Raising children is hard work. No amount of financial support spares parents from sleepless nights, the physical toil of pregnancy and childbirth, or the ever evolving challenges of meeting their children's needs. This demanding reality naturally curbs self centeredness. Yet, we've created a culture of entitlement through modern innovations like birth control, which turned having children into an optional lifestyle choice. Imagine a world where every young couple, regardless of wealth, expected an unpredictable number of children. Those sons and daughters would need our support not to indulge a life of ease, but to carry the meaningful burden of raising a family. This, I believe, was God's design to foster selflessness, making extramarital sex immoral, encouraging early marriage, and make preventing pregnancy difficult. So character becomes others centered through the demands of parenthood. So that's the way kind of naturally God designed it. Instead, we've used technology and shifting cultural norms to bypass this plan, resulting in some of the most entitled generations in history. But we can reverse this trend. The solution lies in cultivating a family culture where children are expected to marry early and embrace parenthood enthusiastically. As parents, we should offer our physical and financial support with one clear condition. It's to help them build a family, not avoid one. In our family, we've seen this work. Our 3 adult married children have embraced this culture of kids early and often. As they've leaned into this challenge of parenthood, my fears about entitlement have melted away. Yes, they wrestle with selfishness like we all do, but raising children immerses them in God's curriculum for selflessness. By fostering this mindset, we shift from worrying about raising entitled children to finding ways to support our kids in the noble, demanding work of growing our family line. In one move, the specter of entitlement fades, replaced by a legacy of purpose and sacrifice. Okay, so I wanted to like kind of make that case because it's something that kind of has surprised me about our family, just what I've watched. And I think through all the ways that, we were pouring out blessing on our kids as, we've experienced just so much blessing from the Lord. Like there's like a spiritual abundance of just incredible believers that have discipled us and discipled our kids and poured into us. We've experienced just so much closeness and emotional, like riches, just having extended family, my parents living here, your parents being involved with our kids. I mean, there's so many advantages our kids grew up like experiencing and just immersed in. And then, of course, like I said, in the West, we all live in this massively financial blessing of just, eating steak, which is crazy, right? I mean, like having this, having, air conditioning at our fingertips. like, it's just entertainment, like, you know, billion dollar entertainment industry just feeding us anything that would cause us to like make sure that we could avoid boredom, right? So these are real challenges. Like living in like of abundance is not easy, and it can do a number on you and turn you into a very spoiled person. So, but I'm sort of throwing out this thesis that I don't, if you stack all of those entitlements up and then you embrace having kids, it's going to counteract that very quickly. So, not that you wouldn't necessarily enter into motherhood or fatherhood with issues of selfishness and entitlement, but that's God's curriculum for helping you get out of that. And so we have to be aware of that so that if our kids are like, yes, give me all of this amazing abundance, but I don't want to have kids. And you ask them why, and they're like, because it's me time. It's like some kind of selfish reason. Whoa, there is a problem with that.